Hi, this is Professor DeFrance. In this video, we're going to look at the assignments in this course. This is your homepage. There are a number of ways that you could look at the course. I usually look at the modules. Let me mention here before we get started that the discussions are posted here. So you want to start here with the first one. Basically, there's one per week. That is the way they're laid out. They're not necessarily very long or intensive assignments, but they're kind of checkups on your reading. All right, and that's going to be another video. We'll do one on the readings. But if you look right here, your calendar of assignments, bring that document up. We see this. And this says everything lined out by week. This would be the theme. This is what we're working on. And you will note in, the way the course is laid out, that there's a nice, bit of space here, I would say, like, almost a month, where what you're working on is mainly getting ready for the rest of the course. So, like, I would encourage you to really, get into that Germs, Guns, and Steel, which is, it's an amazing Pulitzer Prize winning work of nonfiction, but it's also really interesting, right? Once you get into it, you're going to really find it to be fascinating. And then that's the main reading for right now. Of course, there are other things, smaller things. So let's see. Well, we will go over the readings more in-depthly in a minute. But as we're looking at assignments here, you'll see that week one, I'm going to do a summary. So those are pretty short. Gives you the work there, and we'll do a post on that. So where is that post? What does that mean? That's this. That's the discussion. The weekly discussion post topic is going to be right here. So if you just go into discussions, click right there, you're going to see your, let's look at this one for example. These all come from a presentation that's on our page called Reading Critically. Let me show that to you. Of course, it's on your page there, but I don't need to download it because I made it, right? Well, I shouldn't say, this is, I could attribute much of this to the great teacher educator Kelly Gallagher, who is a great inspiration. I did make a couple of these though. So we're not going to necessarily go through this whole thing, but if you take a look at this, this will give you those prompts, and each one will say, like this one, for example, for this post, answer the questions from Reading Critically on page 9. So you would go to Reading Critically. This is page 9. There are the questions. And I did also, repost, or I should say, like, just copy and paste everything right here. But it is probably a little bit more helpful and insightful to you if you go ahead and take a look at the presentation itself rather than just rely on the questions. But those are provided just in case, to avoid confusion. All right, so let's go back to that module page. That's where the discussions are. Well, actually, I was showing you the calendar right now. So here we are. That would be your post. And then we have essay 1. Now, the first essay here is not much of an essay. It's a narrative, descriptive photo essay. So tell us about your pandemic experience. How has your 2020 been? Give us a summation of what you've been up to. Just to give you in brief some of the things I've been doing. Well, of course, learning to teach online, right? Being a homeschool teacher to a fourth grader and a first grader. I'd never done that before. um, so the pandemic has brought all sorts of new challenges. I During the pandemic, I worked as a delivery driver. As a kind of what you would call an essential worker for a period of time there. Let's see. I had not previously done that, but just happened to coincide with the pandemic. In retrospect, perhaps not the wisest choice, but you know, we all make mistakes, right? Um, it's okay. I didn't get the COVID, and so it wasn't that bad. Knock on wood here, right? It's not over yet. All right. So next thing here, where were we? About the photo essay, right? So my and then I would probably wrap it up with talking about how I have finally learned how to throw a football, and I'm teaching that to my son. So that's fun. You know, issues you have when you don't have parents. I mean, I had a mother. I shouldn't say that. I was raised by a single mother. I just mean without a father. She didn't know much about throwing a football. But tell us about your essay one. That's your your narrative photo essay. So that's a real easy one. It's three pages. You want to use original photographs. If we want to take a look at the prompt here, so if you look on your page, it'll be in Unit 1, and I put the main assignments right at the top. So every unit, the main assignment or assignments are at the top, but I've already kind of told you what this is, right? It's a narrative photo essay about your pandemic experience. It goes into the details there, the technical requirements. All right, let us move on. That's taken a long time to get this far. There's more pressing matters, but that kind of gets you started, right? All right, so you got your essay one here, summary of Sophocles' Antigone, which is a classic play I very much enjoy, and that's really where we'll get started, right? And as you can see here, the photo essay is due on the 22nd. But then after that, the next essay doesn't come up until the 12th of February, right? So you got 2/12 here. And in that time, we're going to prep for that. We're going to prep for this. So although we're doing a lot of other readings in the classical period and the medieval period, we're going to jump ahead a little bit. Actually, technically, let's see, the Prince. Let's see, I had it on the other page there where it actually fits in. Let me grab that for you. Let's see. When we look at this work, it is yeah. Okay, good. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's a Renaissance work. You can see right here, the Prince is very early Renaissance. But what we're looking at there is we're going to set us up for that upcoming essay 2. So we're, in addition to readings on the classical period, which we'll talk about in another video, you're going to want to check out the Prince. There's a digital copy here on our Canvas page, so you don't need to go anywhere for that. Let's see. So on this page, you have, let's see, for example, summary of the Prince. So let's see, we have lectures here on how to analyze literature, readings of the classical period. And then here you'd see You know, all of these readings for the classical period. But as far as the prince itself, you're going to want to go ahead and look in the section. I'm going to put this page up so you guys have all that in that as a guide there. We have the prince right here, right? So it's going to set us up for essay 2. Here we have really just, you know, we're doing a summary. There's a weekly discussion post. Here we are. See if we look at, like, say, week 3, for example. You have your summary of the prince, discussion post on the prince. Then in the next week, a brief summary, discussion post. So like we were saying, these are not long assignments. So this does give you time to, you know, get the reading done. You know, because up through here, we really haven't done an essay on a piece of literature yet. We're doing short, you know, pieces. And then you're going to get to it right here with essay 2, which is on connecting the prince and the speeches of Robespierre. So let's go ahead and take a look at what that looks like. Let's see what we have in that week. Just another summary. The essay is here. We're going to use the prince to analyze the political motivations and strategies of Maximilien Robespierre. After reading some of the speeches of Robespierre, where do you see Robespierre taking inspiration from Machiavelli's The Prince? And what parallels, themes, phrases, ideas do you note between the two? In the conclusion, you might note if you think ultimately Robespierre takes advice from Machiavelli's The Prince and how that works out historically. And that's really essay 2. So essay 3 is a rhetorical analysis of either a work of your choice by Edgar Allan Poe or The Importance of Being Earnest by Oscar Wilde. What we're doing here is just a rhetorical analysis. Where these fit in, you have Poe in the latter area of the Romantic period, and Oscar Wilde also coming in that very interesting period of time, the end of the Victorian period, which also coincides with, of course, fin de siècle, right? Or the you know, every century there's a bit of uncertainty as the next century chimes in. All right, so here we go with the assignment here. You're going to compose a rhetorical analysis of either The Importance of Being Earnest by Oscar Wilde or one of the short stories or poems by Edgar Allan Poe. There are a number of them up there that you can choose from, so that's up to you which one you want to do. And when you're writing a rhetorical analysis, your main focus is to construct an argument about how the text is effective in communicating its main message. Of course, you want to provide a close reading. You want to organize the essay around the devices. And it gives you a number of questions there that you want to get to when you do a rhetorical analysis. Let's see, conclusion. Yeah, kind of give you the standard rhetorical analysis there. Let's go ahead and pause here